Everyone, it's a Shadetree Handyman, and what we're doing here, we need to change an element in a water heater so that you have some hot water. So what we're going to do first is turn on the water faucets, turning on two of them, one in the bathroom, the hot water, run the hot water and leave it running. Leave it running. And go to the main water valve. Main water valve, I'm going to shut the water off. There it is. Okay. Leave the faucets on, even though there's no water in them now, if you can see. There you go. See, there's no water coming out of it now. But leave those faucets open. What that's going to do is purge the air out when we turn it back on. Wherever the breaker is for the water heater, make sure you flip it off. See, the other ones are on. I already flipped it off, so there's no power to it. Make sure you do that. Then come back here. You can remove this panel right here. Up here. You're going to remove the safety cover. It just pulls off. Not quite that easy. Now here is the element, heating element. Okay. So now what we're going to need to do is remove the two wires. And now the power should be off. And make sure that it is. Okay. Now in a lot of water heaters they also have a drain on the front. This one doesn't. There's usually a little spigot on the bottom for you to open up and let the water drain out. This one doesn't have that, so what's going to happen is when I pull this element out, is the water is going to come out of the element. It's going to start pouring out. So what I'm going to want to do is, as quickly as possible, when I pull it out, is shove the new one in. Sorry for the video, I'm trying to... Alright, now we pull these out. And it doesn't really matter where they go when you put it back in, because there's not a positive negative side. They both just get the power. They're both power. Okay. And then they have this tool, which you put around the nut there, around the element, and you put a screwdriver in to loosen it up, to take it out. Right through the holes, and you loosen it, lefty loosen, righty tighty. Okay. Alright, now it's loose. Now I can get it by hand. And it's already starting to spit water out. So I have the new element right here. This is what it looks like. This goes inside there, you screw it in, and then the wires will heat this part up, which heats up your water. Okay, so now I gotta get ready to do this as fast as I can. Hopefully you guys can see that. And it's gonna come out. Not too bad. Screw it in by hand. Get it hand tight. And you always make sure you dry these off. Paper towels or something. Don't hook the electric up to it when it's wet and then turn it on. Okay, so now we're going to tighten it back up. Put this back on with screwdriver through the holes. Get it good and snug, so don't leak or nothing. I need to get a rag to dry that off before I put the wires on. Actually, what we can do, here's the old element. See how it's burned up? See the burns right there? Right at the bottom and even at the top. And actually, this is only 2 weeks old. Got an issue. They got an issue with their water heater. Okay. Put that down now. While it's drying and I don't have the wires hooked up, I'm going to go ahead and turn the water back on. So that way it'll fill back up and all the air will come out of the faucets. Because if you don't, and you turn on the water, you hook the wires up in the power and flip the breaker back on, and then turn the water on, it's going to, what they call dry fire. It's not going to have water in the water heater to heat up, and it's going to basically just burn it by itself. So let's get this back on, and you're going to hear all kinds of spitting, spattering with the air coming through. And that was it. I think that cat is crazy. Okay, now we're going back out. The water heater. We'll dry this stuff out. Make sure it's dry. Now, dry fire is always bad. When the element kicks on and heats up and there's no water in it, it will just immediately burn itself out. Loosen these up. And there are little tracks in here for the wire to go. Makes it easier to put the wires in to keep them from touching. Like that. And the power should still be turned off. Okay. Make sure that it's in there. Sorry guys if you can't see that, I don't know. Probably put my hand right in the way. I'm just tightening it up. Holding the wire in with my one finger, tightening it up with the other one. Other hand. Okay, now it's all on there. Should be good and dry. Now I give it a few more minutes before I flip the breaker. And then you put the cover back on. Get a little hook right up here, a little latch. This one's kind of broken, I guess. You see the top part's broke right there. It just hooks on the top. There's a little lip. Goes in there like that. Put the plate back on it. I'm going to leave it off, the cover off, until I do the initial power check. Make sure that's working. And that there's no leaks or anything. But that's it, guys. Put the cover back on. Flip the breaker. Nope. We'll see you next time.